Well, right now, I still don't know about the entire life thing. So I'm just thinking, let's say 5 year stretches at the time, right? Um, in the current stretch, I'm involved in two projects. One tries to fix the world's information ecosystem, and the other one tries to build technology for democracies to win the wars against autocracies. So, small challenges,
A little bit, yeah.
nothing ambitious or anything like that. But yes, I'm also involved in a startup that's currently building some stuff for Ukraine. So that's kind of what I'm trying to build. I'll go from one big hairy problem to the next and try to use each one to improve the world in some way. And ultimately, that's how I measure my existence here, right? Otherwise, I could just disappear, nobody would notice, right? But my value on this earth is in the stuff I build outside myself, whether it's my kids and what they're able to do in the world, or these kind of problems that I can solve for my users, and then my users have a better life, they live in a better world. I'll just go from one thing to the next and try to build as much as I can, or maybe just pad my Wikipedia page, depending
There
on
you
how
go.
cynical you are about this. So I can't really give you a blanket piece of advice of what a person should do in this situation. I would say if you are in a position to try, which means you kind of took care of everything else you need to take care of, and you can afford to try, then why not? You might succeed, or you might find out that you are lacking in some capacity, and then you'll know what you need to learn next, right? But until you tried, you don't even know, right? Let's say you try an idea, turns out you're amazing at coding, you don't know how to do marketing, the idea falls flat because you couldn't get any eyeballs to this amazing thing that you built. Great, now you know what you need to learn. You need to learn marketing. You can go and work as a marketer for somewhere for 2 years, and after that, start again. But if you hadn't tried, you would never have found that out. And if you just tried to guess, well, I need to shore up this and this and this and this, by the time you're 60, you'll still be shoring stuff up. So I think trying is good, but you should always consider whether you are in a position to try, right? If you have a hard time feeding your family, well, then first figure out how to feed your family, right? That's your first responsibility. Then build the startup. But if you have enough saved up, or if you're young and you don't have a family yet and you can live on ramen and live in a basement for a while, do that, right? Why not? Right? As long as you took care of your responsibilities, you can shoot for the moon. I don't think most people are built to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
It requires something unusual, something that only a minority of people have. And it's neither good or bad. It's just a unique quirk that we have, that we are self-driven and we don't really need encouragement, or we don't need somebody else to tell us, hey, this thing, the deadline's coming up, you need to do it.
Right.
And I've spoken to a lot of people who, I like, initially when I started OtherWeb, I wanted to have co-founders, and I spoke to a whole bunch of people trying to find somebody to do this with me. And for the vast majority of them, I would say they were really smart, they would make amazing individual contributors, but I had to cheerlead them all the time because I have this internal drive and they didn't. So figure out if you have it. Again, maybe the best way to figure it out is to try once. And then when you notice you've lost interest after 6 months, now you know you don't have it, right?
Right.
And that's the other thing, by the way. I don't remember who taught me this, but I learned at some point that there's a big difference between curiosity and interest. And the difference is they look the same initially, but the difference is interest endures and curiosity kind of goes away after it's no longer new. And so sometimes you have to try something for a while before you can figure out if it's curiosity or an interest. But if you have some way to gauge this from past experience, try to gauge it, because it could be that your amazing idea that you're thinking of implementing is just something you're curious about, but you don't actually want to do this for the next 7 years. And if you just want to dabble in it for 3 months and not for the next 7 years, you probably shouldn't build a company, because companies don't happen in 3 months, right? No big thing has been built suddenly. They take time, and most of them have down periods. I mean, maybe besides Instagram is the one company that just took off and immediately got sold. But everything else, even WhatsApp, was almost closed 5 months after it was founded, right? And in fact, the founder of WhatsApp was already interviewing for other jobs, and he tried to get a job at Facebook, and Facebook told him no. So
There you go.
So the point is, it's not going to be a linear journey. It's not going to be quick. So you need to make sure it's a real interest you have. You want to work on this problem for the next 7, 10 years even. If that is the case, and if you have that internal drive to keep going during that period of time, best thing you can ever do.